Yep, no worries. Well, first of all, you must be just thrilled with the start to the season. How do you reflect on the first two rounds?
Yeah, look, the first two rounds have been pleasing. There's no question about that in the way we've played. But we still certainly know it's only a start too. I think it's been great for our supporters and for the inner belief of the footy club that we're heading in the right direction. But there's still plenty of work to do. And every week in AFL there's a new challenge, and this week's against GWS in our first travel. So that's something we're looking forward to.
Well, the past two seasons, you guys have been playing catch up. What's it like now, not having to be behind that eight ball from the very start?
Yeah, I think it's certainly, we're starting to get healthy with our list as we get through the next few weeks as well. So, yeah, it's certainly important to get away to a fast start in the season. There's no doubt that it, helps with players' confidence, it helps with belief in your program, it helps with belief in the way that you're playing, and you build a bit of momentum with your supporters as well. So, that's something we've been really focused in on, is getting a really fast start to our season and setting ourselves up. But it's more about what we want to do long term, about the team that we want to become, and ultimately we want to be a team that's winning a lot of games in a season and playing some really important finals. And this is just 2 weeks into to really where we want to get to.
So, what do you think you can improve after those two games?
Sorry, what was that?
Sorry, so where do you think you can improve following those first two games? Has anything stood out to you?
Yeah, look, it's probably, we've been really stable behind the footy. There's no question about that. Our defensive actions and our ability to defend the ground's been strong. And we've certainly improved our ability to go inside 50. One thing that's a strength of ours that probably hasn't been right to the limit yet has been our stoppage connection. It's something that was certainly much improved against St Kilda, but we think we've still got some huge growth in that area. But, it's really about ingraining the fundamentals in all phases of the game. You need to be in tune with all phases of the game to have success week in, week out. So that's the challenge for us, is to continue to find things that we can improve on and get better, and be more connected on field more often.
Leon Cameron was the first to admit last week that GWS were just so far off the ball. What are you expecting from them this week?
We prepare for every team at their best. GWS clearly, in their own words, didn't have the week that they wanted last week, but we certainly know what type of footy club they are. They're a contested ball team, and they respond after performances like that. So we're preparing for their best, and it's an area of the game that we certainly pride ourselves in as well, and we're certainly up for that. We want to welcome that and really try and be at our best as well, knowing that a club's going to come and try and respond. So I think it shapes up for a great game of footy.
You touched on that. Normally they are a pretty good contested ball team, and last week they were so far off the pace in that regard. Do you expect that they're going to put a real heavy focus on that this week?
I think, if we're in a similar position, we'd do exactly the same thing. So clearly it'll be a focus of theirs. It's always a focus of ours to make sure we're really strong in that area of the game. So as I said, it shapes as being a really good game. And in AFL footy, you might be off one week, but you can certainly be on the next. So we've got no doubt that GWS will come out, they'll respond, and they want to play well. And that's where we're at as a footy club. We want to be a mature footy club that can handle all situations, and this is just another challenge for us.
Has Stephen May taken his game to an even higher level?
He's certainly a much improved player. When he first came to the club, we knew what talent Stephen May had, but he's certainly got better at his craft, his defensive craft, his ability to win one-on-ones, and his positioning, where he takes that dangerous space has gone to a new level. And I think it's not only Stephen, but it's the help he's having around him with Jake Lever and Tomlinson is enabling him to play the way that he's playing. So he's certainly a much improved player, and physically he's in great shape. So he's setting himself up for a great season. He's a really important player for us.
Him and Weaver seem to be just really forming a good relationship there. How have you seen them develop together?
Yeah, probably the first 12 months, they just didn't play any footy together. They were on our list, and whether Stephen was out of the team or Jake was out with his knee. Last year, for the majority of the year, was the first time they got to play together, and they started to build some cohesion, certainly in the back end of the season, and understanding of each other. And this year, through the summer, they haven't missed anything, in terms of their training together. So you can see that cohesion and chemistry starting to build between them, but also the whole back seven. It's probably our most mature area of the ground, and somewhere that we feel we're really stable.
And with Pickett, do you just give him an open license just to be creative? How do you kind of go about that? Every coach is different, I guess, with those creative players. What do you say to him?
It's one of those real challenges in coaching, the art of being able to give him his creative license, but also play within the team structure. And, he's got a really good balance of that at the moment. And, we certainly would not want to take Cozzy Pickett's flair away from him. He's good in the air, he's good at the ground, and he can do a lot of things that other players can't. But he certainly understands from a team perspective the areas of the game that he needs to be strong in as well. And he's been brilliant in his balance, so far in his career.
And just in terms of team...
Impressive performances from some experienced players in the VFL trial game, Jake Melksham and Michael Hibberd, Majak Dor even kicking 2 goals. Can we expect to see any of them this week or in the coming weeks?
They're certainly pressing their claims. Melksham, Hibberd, Dor, Vandenberg are all pressing their claims for selection. They're guys that have played a lot of senior AFL footy. And I think that's a great thing for our footy club, is that we're starting to become healthy and we've got senior players that are pressing for spots in the team. And, the young guys that are in the team are making that really difficult for them. But, as a coaching committee, we've got to keep looking at our team. Can we improve? Can we make it better? Who's in the best form and who can execute the role the best? And we'll continue to pick the players that we think can do that. But all those guys are ready for AFL footy. And when they get their opportunity, we expect them to play to a really high level.